everyone, so today I'm going to be sharing with you another free crochet pattern, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a pot holder. And this pattern actually came from my great-grandmother. My great-grandmother taught my mom how to make this pot holder when my mom was young, and it's kind of a pattern that we've always just had in our family. I've seen other people make this same type of pot holder, so it's nothing new under the sun, but it's just been kind of a family crochet pattern that's kind of gone throughout the years, and it's super easy, and it's actually where it's doubled, so it's not just one side, it's actually doubled, so it's nice and easy. It's all one piece, and then you fold it a certain way, and then you sew up the seam, and then you get the nice little pot holder look. And for this pot holder, I used the Lion Brand Twisted Cotton Blend, and I actually did a yarn review on this a couple videos back, so I'll have that link down below for you guys if you want to check it out, my thoughts on this yarn. So the bad thing about this yarn with this, well, there's pros and cons to with this yarn with this pot holder pattern. Number one, you cannot get an entire pot holder out of one skein of yarn. You have to bring in another yarn to be able to do the last round and sew it up and also do the tie. You do not have enough to be able to make it, at least not this size. You could get away with doing a smaller size and be able to make one out of one skein. But if you're wanting to make the same size I did, you're gonna need another yarn to be able to bring in also. So I just used a cream ecru color to match, and it actually came out it matches perfectly actually, so I'm really excited about that. But I don't really mind that because I'm probably just going to use all my skeins for pot holders, just because there's really not a lot to make out of these skeins because there's only 98 yards in them. The great thing though about this yarn with pot holders it is a thicker yarn, so you're going to have even a more durable, thicker pot holder, which is really nice. So the key with making pot holders is you can only make them out of cotton yarn. If you make them out of any other type of yarn, acrylic, polyester, anything like that, it is going to burn your yarn. It will melt your yarn and it will actually burn it. So just keep that in mind when picking out your yarn for your pot holder. You want to definitely make sure you get a cotton. The interesting thing about this yarn is this is actually a blend of cotton and acrylic yarn, and I didn't know that until after I had made this. So I've been testing it all week. I've been literally telling my family only use the new pot holder to see if it's burned or anything. And we've used up to, I think, 450 degrees in our oven, used this to take it out, let the pan rest on it, and there has been no burn, melting, nothing like that. So I've been doing it for about a week and I've not noticed any problems. By now I should be noticing melting or burning, but it's been holding up really well. But I just want to suggest maybe finding some sugar and cream or peaches and cream, which you can find at Walmart, and maybe using that yarn if you're not sure, and that is cotton yarn. So, and if you want to make it a little bit more durable and bigger, just double up your yarn and use 2 strands together, and I'll make it definitely thicker and more durable like this one. So I do love this pattern, and like I said, it's a family pattern-ish, so it's something that we have kept in the family, so it's kind of near and dear to my heart, and I thought, why not share it with you guys, because it is a great housewarming gift. You can give someone like a little set of pot holders, because pot holders is something that everybody needs, so it's not like it's something they would never use, because everyone uses hot, like the oven or the stove, and you have to grab something that's hot. So this definitely is a really nice gift, especially housewarming, or just a Christmas or a birthday gift if you're maybe not sure what to get the person. It's kind of a good standby gift. So I definitely recommend making these for some gifts. Super easy. So, and like I said, you can use worsted weights. Just make sure that your stitches are dense and pretty tight together. You don't want any holes, because then the heat from the item you're grabbing will come through and hit your hand and it will hurt. Obviously, so you want to make sure it's a very thick, dense pot holder. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make one, and how you fold it, how you crochet it, and how you also seam it up. So I'll be showing you guys all of that today. So let's get started. Alright guys, so let me show you how to make a pot holder. So I'm going to be using my size G crochet hook, and then the size 5 cotton yarn, because you have to use cotton for pot holders. I'm going to chain 38. And now I'm going to single crochet in the second chain from hook. And we're going to single crochet all the way across. So now we're going to be working on the opposite side of the chain. So in this last chain stitch, we're going to do a single crochet. Then we're going to do 2 more single crochets. Working along the opposite side of the chain, we're going to single crochet across. And to find the stitches along the opposite side of the chain, you'll kind of see where the yarn kind of does a crisscross, and then you'll insert your hook there. There, we found it. Then the next one is right there. And that's how you find the next stitches. And then you'll see that by looking at what you've already done, they line up with the other single crochets on the right side of the chain. So we're just going to do that all the way across until we get to the last chain. So in the last chain, we're going to do 2 single crochets. And this pot holder is going to be worked in a continuous round, so there will be no joining. We will just keep on single crocheting all the way around. So you'll just keep single crocheting all the way around, and then I will show you next on how far you need to get before you can fold it and sew it into a pot holder. Okay guys, so let me show you how to sew up your pot holder. So this is what it's going to look like. I did 20 rounds and I actually ran out of yarn, which I mentioned already. So I had to pull out another skein of yarn and double it up because this is a size 5 bulky weight. So doubling up to worsted weight actually gave me the look that I wanted. So the last round is done in a different color. But it actually turns out pretty cute. I've already made another one and I really liked how it turned out. So I have to say, if you ran out of this yarn, you could always double up a different yarn, like cream or something, and do the last round. It looks really cute. So how you're going to fold your pot holder is you're going to set it up like this, and you're going to basically do an origami fold, and you're just going to fold it like this. And this is going to be the shape of your pot holder, and then we're just going to sew up the seam. But I'm going to actually chain, so there's a little loop here, so if you want to hang it up and display your really cute pot holder, you could do that. So I'm just going to chain. Okay, so I chained 12 to make my little ring. So I'm just going to slip stitch into the next stitch. Okay, so there is our little ring, looking all cute. So now we're going to actually fasten off so we can use the string from our tail to help sew up the seam. So I'm just going to chain 1, and I'm going to pull out a ton of yarn so we can make sure we have enough to sew up our seam, because nothing's worse than running out of yarn and you're trying to sew up a seam. Nothing's worse than that. So I kind of go overboard on purpose. So it looks about right. So I'm going to grab my scissors and I'm going to cut. These scissors scare me so much. Like, these are like super scary. I hate using them. They're my emergency scissors. Basically, I can't find any other pairs of scissors. So that's the only time I use these, and they freak me out a little bit. Okay, now we're going to pull out the strand of yarn that we're not using. That's still attached to our skein of yarn. So now we're going to pull this tight. Okay. Next, we're going to just thread our needle. We're going to do the origami fold. So that's what it's going to look like. Okay, so let's get up close and personal. So here is our tail right here, and we're going to whip stitch this bad boy together. So we're going to go through these 2 stitches right here, and we're going to pull all the way the yarn through. So we're going to join that, kind of make sure it's tight, and then we're going to go back on the other side, and we're going to go in the next stitch, go through both of them. pull tight. Then we're going to go through the next two. And we're just going to make sure everything's lining up well. Everything's looking good. Up top. Go through the next two. Okay, so we're going to keep on doing this, and we're going to continue this all the way down, and then I will show you guys what we're going to do after that. Okay, so I just finished up sewing the entire thing. So now I'm at the very end. I'm going to make a knot because I want it to stay secure, and then we're going to hide that knot because we don't want a knot in our new pot holder. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually insert the needle into the pot holder. Since there is space in between, we're going to just stab our needle in, and we're going to pull this through. Then we're going to go back into that same space and push more yarn through. It's basically, we're just trying to get the yarn stuck in between the two sides. And then we're just going to pull. So I fished both of the strands because they got separated through. And then I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm just going to trim them so they're all gone without cutting my pot holder. There's that one. And there's that one. And I'm just going to pull it. And there is your pot holder. And here is your pot holder. Oh, I love how it turns out. I think it's so pretty. Even though I run out of yarn every time I use this skein. This is the second one I made, and I still had to bring in a different yarn. I think it still looks really pretty with the cream and everything. So this is how you make a pot holder, or one of the ways. Alright guys, so that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know down below if you guys decide to make a pot holder. Are you going to make it for yourself or maybe as a gift? Let me know down below. I would love to hear. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I also hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!